welcome to Lessons Learnt. I'm Sherry and this is Monday Quilt Chat, and it is Monday, July 22nd, 2024. So this video is going out a little bit later than normal. It usually comes out at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, but I just got back from a little vacation. Mark and I took our fifth wheel down to Lexington and we stayed at the Kentucky Horse Park Campground and just checking it out, just getting away for a couple of days. And it was nice to just decompress and not do anything for a couple days, and that's what we did. So we got back mid to early afternoon here on Monday. So here I am delivering the Monday Quilt Chat. Don't want to disappoint. So we are going to get the video out on Monday. A little bit late, but still Monday. I therefore didn't do any sewing this weekend. I didn't take any projects with me. I just kind of wanted to detach myself from everything. So that's what I did, and that was fun. I was starting to get a little itch to sew towards the end. I was looking at my iPad. Thank goodness the internet was usable down there, and I was looking at some videos. Some quilting videos and my emails coming in and things like that, seeing fabric and projects and kits and patterns and all of that, and it kind of got me itching to get back here and start sewing again. So I didn't lose my sojo at all. I just kind of detached myself for a little bit, and that's good for you. That's good for you too. I know I always say sew a little bit every day, and I firmly believe in that. But sometimes you just need to get away from everything and just make yourself relax. Take some naps, sit outside, watch the sky roll by, things like that. So that's kind of how the weekend went, and it was nice. And it's not that far from home either, so it's like, I don't know, 90 miles or something like that. So it's not that arduous of a trip to get there and back. Friday I did work on my brioche blocks for the jelly roll project we're doing with Pat Sloan, and these are next week's blocks. There was 2 of them. I made them identical, and so that will go into that project, and it's just about time to put rows together. I think there's one more block that goes in the middle of the last row that we still have to do for next week, and then the putting together happens. And if any of you are making this project and have found the instructions for the sashing a little off-putting, that's because they are. There's some sashing that are wider than others in the same row. And there's, let's see, it goes A through G, all these different sizes of sashing, and you only have 4 rows. So you're mixing and matching widths of sashing throughout the entire project. So be careful. Make sure you've got your instructions downloaded really well from either Fat Quarter Shop or Pat Sloan's worksheets. I find the Fat Quarter Shop's downloads a little clearer for me to understand. Hers is basically a copy of that, and Pat Sloan's is, but the way they print out, sometimes it's kind of messy. So nothing against her, it's just that's how it comes out on my printer, and I just do better with either just looking at it on the iPad or printing it from the Fat Quarter Shop. So you might consider that when you get to that point, if you're not already way ahead of me, which sounds like some of you are, and that's good too. It was an easy project to just keep sliding through on and get to the finish and not wait for the weeks to pass. So I was trying to stay a little bit ahead, and I am a little bit ahead. I'm about a half a week ahead now. I was about a week and a half ahead, but now I'm about a half a week ahead. But that's okay. We're almost to the end of the project anyway. And yeah, that was all I did as far as sewing goes. I did look back on some of the questions from 2 weeks ago on Monday when I asked for questions, and a couple of them I didn't get back to you on, and one was one that Ann sent in about the charm pack containers. What is a good container for charm squares or charm packs? I think she said charm squares. So you kind of have to look at it both ways. Are you trying to store charm packs in a container, or are you cutting charm squares or 5 by 5 inch squares and you want to organize those? Which, what I'm going to tell you will work for both, I think. One is Missouri Star Quilting Company has a charm pack holder, and it's just a little plastic, kind of like an art bin, and it will hold 3 charm packs. So if you're thinking about single charm squares, that would be what, 120 or so charm squares, 130, something like that. I don't know, I don't really find that very practical. It's kind of small. I mean, all of us have more than 3 charm packs, surely. I have probably 30 charm packs. So what I found, and I was going to bring it up here because I actually have 2 of these, and I could use them up here for that purpose. So I'm looking right now, and I think I have more than 30 charm packs, but we won't go into that. Anyway, these refrigerator boxes, you've seen them. They're clear acrylic, and they have like a handle, like a hole to hold them on each end, and they will stack on top of each other. If you put your charm packs in those standing up, they would probably hold a good 20 or 25 charm packs. Now if you have single charm squares, it's hard to stand those up. They want to kind of slouch down in there. I guess you could set them up on end and lay your charm squares in there on another shelf or table. That might be something you could do. You could get those on Amazon. I'll put both links to those under this video in the description box, both to Missouri Star and to Amazon. Amazon would be a link that I'm an affiliate for. Missouri Star I am not an affiliate for. So it doesn't hurt my feelings, whichever one you want to get. And it's fine with me. Don't base your decision on that. So if you need something for a lot, go for the refrigerator boxes. If you need something for just cute, for a few charm squares or charm packs, then the Missouri Star one is cute. It's only $6.95. Now the refrigerator boxes are a little bit pricey. You can usually get them in a set of 2 for around $15 to $18, depending on which seller you choose. And sometimes, and I think that's where I got mine, you can go into TJ Maxx or Ross or Marshall's or whichever one of those you have and find them in there for more like $6, $7 a piece. So it's a little bit discounted, being that it's not in a set of 2. So try that out. That might work for you. I've also seen where Karen Brown, who is Just Get It Done Quilts, she actually takes a foam core board and fabricates boxes to fit her scraps and her different pre-cuts and things like that. So you can take that, cut it with a nice sharp knife, and use some nice durable tape to tape up your sides and your bottom, and you can make yourself a box. And you can make your box to fit in a drawer or wherever it is you want to have it fit in your modular system or whatever you have in your sewing room where you want to store them. You can make those boxes 5 by 5 and however long you need them to fit in your space. So that's an idea too. I can't promise. I would go back and try to find where she did that, but I don't know if it's a dedicated video. It might be included inside of another video, and so if it's not on the title, I wouldn't be able to find it. But I'll go look for a little while under her. Maybe she has an organization playlist or something like that, and if I see it, I'll put it in the description box too. So those are 3 options for you. And mine are on a shelf like this, and they sit very nicely this way up against this to the other end here. So I've got fat quarters up there too, fat quarter bundles, and they're all just kind of holding each other up there But yeah, I think if I decided to go a different way, I would use those refrigerator boxes probably. And I did find another thing, come to think of it. The art bins that I use, the big, they call them 12 by 12s, but they're more like 12 by 17, and they're about this deep. They have one that is 6 by 6, and it will hold, I think it's 2.5 inches. And it was about the same price as the Missouri Star one, and the Missouri Star one was cuter. It had their little logo on it and everything, with the quilt block and all that. So Michael's might be a resource for you. They have art bin. I think Joann's has art bin, but you won't find a 5 by 5. You'll find a 6 by 6, which, you know, it should work for you too. My loose 5 by 5 squares I have in a bin with a project. It's my 5 by 5 scrap project, and it's that square and a square. So I put any of the 5-inch squares that I cut from my scraps into pre-cuts. I just stash those away in that bin with that project, which I haven't worked on that in a long time. It's just kind of out of sight, out of mind, I guess. It's over on the other side of the cutting table. So I probably need to get that out and put it over here on my main stack of bins so that I can do some of those sometime, more mindless sewing, like the 16-inch 16 patch blocks. So another question was, what do you do in your spare time or in your free time, leisure time? By and large, I'm doing this. I mean, I have a regular life. You know, I have a home, I have a husband, I have Blue, and, you know, we like to go camping, and we just live our day-to-day life here. And he has his astrophotography hobby, and I have my sewing hobby, and we kind of do those. And we have a spiritual life together. We belong to a Spanish-speaking congregation in our area, and we've been there for almost, this year will make 20 years. So we have friends there and activities there that we do together with the other members of our congregation. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's full. You know, we have a very full, active life. It's slowing down a little bit on the physical side, simply because both of us are feeling the turning of the decade, the past year for me, for him, and just now for me. So, you know, we just do what we can out of what we have to do, and content. Just do normal things. I like to garden a little bit, not necessarily vegetable gardening, but flowers. I love to have flowers in the spring and summer, and we take care of our property here and try to improve it and make it look nice. And yeah, we had a rental property business that we're kind of slowly getting out of now. We've sold one of our rental properties, and we're getting ready to sell another one, and soon that will be endeavor of the past. It's just getting to be a little too much to want to care for. I don't know if any of you have rental properties, or, you know, have rentals of any kind. It takes a level of energy, and it has a level of stress related to it that at some point in your life you have to let it go. It's been good. It's been very good. We've had a pretty much positive experience with it, but you know, it's just part of the winding down, kind of thinking about retiring in the future, and you know, that's going to be here before we know it. So we'd like to just go ahead and take advantage of the time now to phase that part out and slow down a little bit and do the things we like to do. So that's pretty much what we do. I can't really think of anything else we're into. We don't watch a lot of TV. We you know, I have my Wheel in Jeopardy that I like to watch, and I watch YouTubes, but I'm usually watching those when I'm out here or right before I go to bed, which I know is bad for you. You shouldn't be looking at a screen before you go to sleep, but we all do it. So any of you out there not doing that, I don't know if I believe you or not. But anyway, yeah, that's what's going on. That's what we do. And then another question. Was there another question? I didn't see the other questions, but keep sending your questions in. I like that. I like doing the question and answer thing. So any kind of question you have, I'm happy to talk about it. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. I have no recent acquisitions because it's no by July. How are you doing on no by July? It was funny last week when I asked that question. I got mixed. There's about half of you that commented that said, oh, I blew it. And then there was half of you that said, I'm doing good. And of the half that said I blew it, some of you were very happy about it, and some of you were disappointed in yourselves. So it was just a range of emotions. But just take it lightly. It's not nothing written in stone about no by July. If it's something you have to have, then get it. But I want to set the example, and so far so good. I have not bought any fabric. I have a couple things in my Amazon cart. It's a couple of books. And I'm trying to decide if I want to go ahead and get those before they disappear. One of them is the book that one of you suggested. I wish I could remember which one of you sent me that. No, it was on the Facebook group. One of you put it on the Facebook group. One of the questions we had last week was, how do you figure out how much fabric you need for a pattern if you don't have the fabric requirements? Well, someone suggested a book, and I wanted to get that book. And then while I was looking at that book, I found a book that I was really looking for that I didn't even know existed. So when I get those in, I'll share those both with you. But I'm trying to decide, should I go ahead? There's only one of the books, and I'm trying to decide, should I go ahead and get it before it disappears, or can I wait till August 1st to buy it? Maybe if it's gone by August 1st, I wasn't meant to have it. I don't know, but it's kind of an expensive book. It kind of along the line of the Encyclopedia of Quilt Blocks, but it's about something else. It's about sewing. It's about borders, pieced borders is what it's about. So don't go out there and buy my book. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Anyway, there's that. I have not bought any fabric. Only swapped with someone. That's all I've done. So I'm doing pretty good, and I have more money in my pocket right now, and I'm happy about that. But it is kind of burning in a hole. So look out August. So yeah, it's going to have those everyday sales in August. That Balthazar's Bazaar. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to try to stay off there. I'm going to definitely try to not watch the things that I'm not looking for something out of. You know, if they're having a batik sale, which I have a whole bin of batiks still, maybe I shouldn't watch that day. Jelly rolls. I don't like jelly rolls. I really don't. I have 5 jelly rolls left in my stash, and I'm going to take that Simply Jelly Roll book and make a quilt out of every one of those and never buy a jelly roll again. Okay, it's July 22nd. 2024, I said that. So if anybody wants to mark that down and throw that in my face the next time I buy a jelly roll. Now I can't do anything about the Sew Sampler box that comes. If they send me a jelly roll, I'll have a jelly roll, but I'm not going to go looking at and buying jelly rolls. So yeah, that's how I'm going to control myself some in August, is don't look at the shows that are selling things that I don't want in here. That's what I'm going to do. Yes. Now, Wednesday's video, I do want to mention, let me get something. Hold on. If any of you had last year, 2023, the So Yeah subscription box subscription, and you got these, and you haven't done anything with them yet, Let me see if I can see what these are. I don't know if I got a piece that has the name on it or not. I feel like it's probably a Michael Miller, because they really like Michael Miller, and I think they put a lot of that stuff in their boxes last year. Yeah, of course. I don't think I have any that has it on it. I don't know why that is. Nope, I don't. But anyway, it looks like this. It's kind of a thatched look with a circle on it, like a faded out circle on it. But they're all different pretty colors. All these colors. So any sort of fat quarter bundle you may have, you can use with this project I'm going to do on Wednesday. So if you've got a rainbow-ish looking fat quarter bundle, or any stash that has 12 or so, this is 12, that has a variety, you know, rainbowish kind of colors, you can use that. Then we're also going to use some blacks and whites. This also came in a So Yeah box last year, and I have 12 of those. So I'm either going to use these, all of these, some of these, or some of these from my stash. I haven't decided yet. This project that I'm going to do on Wednesday, you'll have to stay tuned and see what it is. If you've got Vegas strips, and I know a bunch of you are hoarding Vegas strips, and you have any sort of rainbow-ish looking one, this will be perfect. It will be perfect that you will use a good part of your strips, because if you cut them in half to make 3 1/4 inch squares is what we're going to do without giving away the entire pattern, you'll be able to just cut your Vegas strips right in the middle. If you have a black and white one as well, then all you need is 2 Vegas strips to make this quilt top, and it will go quickly. It will not be a hard project. It will be an easy project. I have these 4 1-yard cuts, and I've had these for a long time. These are Wyndham Presents Home by Virginia Kraljevic. I don't know. That was one of them anyway. They may be all different. Let me see what these are. These might be all kinds of different things. Nope, they're all her. So I have a 4-yard bundle. Now I would not use all of this, but I think it's time to break these out. I've had them for a long time. And if I don't use this variety of blacks and whites like this, I'll use these, or I will mix in, if there's those dark ones is just too much, I might use some of this with it, because I want to get a good variety. Easy. It's going to be easy. It's probably not going to be that long of a video, because I'm just going to tell you how to cut the squares and the strips, and you'll be able to just take off with it. So that will be a scrap busting project for No Buy July. And yeah, I mean, you could make this out of anything, but to get the effect of the design, you're going to have bright colors. And they don't all have to be the same. You can pull bright colors from your stash or your scraps even, and just mix and match them. But you're going to need some black and white too, prints, black and white prints of all kinds. Alright, so that's that. Let's go to our art quilt of the week. This is Forever Blooming. I'll put a picture right here or right here. I don't know, wherever my editor decides to put it. This is called Forever Blooming. It is 69 by 92, and it looks like a lot of applique. This is by Karen Bow of Langdon, North Dakota. And it says here, this quilt was hand appliqued and machine pieced using the pattern by Pearl P. Pereira of P3 Designs. Hand applique is Karen's favorite technique since she discovered the template starch method. She was able to choose the applique fabric from her stash. It was custom quilted by Barb Simmons And Karen's quilt won Best of Show at the Grand Forks, North Dakota show, third place at the Great Wisconsin Quilt Show, and was juried into Road to California Quilt Show and AQS Quilt Week in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Wow, this quilt has been around. Look at all of the hand applique. Now, she mentioned a template starch method. I might have to look that up. Template starch method. I haven't tried all the different methods of applique. I've learned a few. I can do it. I'm not a master at it, but I don't know. But look at that foxglove plant, that tall plant there. That is amazing. I'll see if I can get the picture up there to where you can see that a little closer and see her her hand applique. It's impeccable. And then also the quilting that Barb Simmons did on it with all the pebbles and feathers. Very nice. Wow. She made that all from her stash, all from scraps. And it went on to all of these quilt shows and won Best of Show at one of them. So there we go. More inspiration for us. So I hope you have a fruitful quilting week this week. I'm going to get into some things here straight away and get things going for that Wednesday video for you, so be sure and come back for that. And I also want to take a moment to thank all of you for all of your comments, all of your thumbs up, all of your hitting the subscribe button. The subscribers is creeping up at a snail's pace, but it is creeping up, and I appreciate each and every one of you that subscribes. If you want to check and see if the subscribe button is anywhere lit up on your screen, go ahead and touch that word that says subscribe and hit the bell that's totally black, and you will get notified of all the videos that come up each week. I routinely have 3, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So rarely do I miss one, and I hope you will join us here. And Monday Quilt Chat is always just kind of a nice, relaxed chat with you. And Wednesday is more of a tutorial, and then Friday is a quilt show. So come back for those this week if you haven't before. But I appreciate every single one of you, and those of you who watch to the very end. You are extra special to me, and I appreciate that very much. All right, have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.